Alrighty guys, this is a car just came in for Hub Dyno. Now we built the engine. This is for John Woods and US 12 Speed and Custom? Speed and Custom. They built the car. We built the engine. We'll take a look at the engine here. And then actually, let's look at the car first. You can pop the hood.
All right, go ahead.
And what year Chevelle is this? 69?
70.
Huh? 70.
Yeah.
70 Chevelle. And it has some really nice paint on it. It's pretty fantastic. 9-inch.
Yeah,
Like a
9-inch cantilever rear suspension.
Cantilever rear suspension. Let's see if we can get underneath there to see that. I see. Exhaust all the way out the back here.
Full polished stainless all the way back.
Yeah, full polished stainless all the way back. Basic, super nice show car kind of deal. Roll cage. Yeah, there's the US 12. Nicely done, but simple interior. Looks good. I like it. Very cool. Very nice, pretty car. With, of course, parachutes in the back because this car happens to have quite a bit of engine in it. And we'll show you that here in just 1 second. 540 cubic inch, F2 supercharged, pump gas. Does have a, I don't think we ever even did a race gas tune for this thing. It's always meant to be on pump gas. Yeah, always meant to be on pump gas. Has one of our billet intake manifolds on it. Holley EFI, 160 pound/hour injector. See here, we don't even have a bell on it or anything. Really nice package. Boy, that's tight. You're right. That is tight right through there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's like just clearanced into the wheel well.
Use a feeler gauge to find out how tight it is.
Yeah, feeler gauge it. Very nice setup and makes quite a lot of power. So this has power steering, has, I see the alternator, no AC?
No AC.
Oh my gosh, no AC.
Michigan car.
Huh? Well, that's true. It is a Michigan car. You're not going to need AC most all the time. See the stainless exhaust system here. The light is a little off, so that pipe looks a little hotter, but it actually has the bend right there, so it would always be hotter than the ones that don't have a bend in it. That close. And could be. But a very nice piece. So this was one of our, I think our stage 2 big block Chevrolets. So like I said, F2 pump gas, 540 cubic inch. This is just one of our good overall all around packages. So what we're gonna do here, it is intercooled, air to air intercooler. Yeah, air to air intercooled up in there. So what you typically find, because we usually can't get the intercooler, or usually don't get the intercooler all the way down, it'll make real good horsepower in the first pull, and then typically we'll taper off just a tick because you have a little bit of inlet air temperature increase, unless you let it set for a very long time or have a lot of fan on it. But anyways, I think we're going to well, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some drivability testing on it. We have dynoed this before quite a while ago, almost a year ago. So we'll make another hit on it, verify tune, look at tune-up stuff, and then start really working on drivability, making sure drivability stuff is really nice. And it says work on some idle and some of those other functions. So let's put the camera down and let's start making some pulls. All right, so the last time this car was here, how long ago?
Oh, I'd say, gosh, probably about 8 9 months or so.
Oh yeah, close to a year, and made 1210 last time it was here, and made 1210 right now. Now that's on 93 octane, just on pump gas in a tool. So, but what it did do is I didn't get a good data log on it. In fact, I didn't get a data log on it. So we're actually just gonna rerun that, and so I can get a data log off it, and then we'll probably go through, and I think that's the right number for that as far as max horsepower.
Yeah.
So we'll start working on drive stuff with it. Alrighty, so we'll look at some numbers here. Show you on the small screen. Let's get rid of this. So it made a bunch more power, but it's has a little funny little, oops, a little hoop-de-doo in it. Get this smoothed out here, and then I'll go show you some data log stuff. Jumped right up there, and let's do this on wheel speed instead of engine speed. There we go. And this fall off is just me letting off the throttle. So we'll get in here and we'll try to see what is going on with, oh darn it, freaking touchscreen, terrible. Try to figure out what that little hump is right there, because I don't think I really see it on the data log. In fact, I don't see it on the data log. So this is the data log right here. Now you can see the engine RPM is looking perfectly smooth, no problems. Looks real good. This green line is throttle position, so that's wide open throttle. Red is engine RPM. This blue line right here is ignition timing. These two lines right here, or actually three lines, are target AFR and AFR. And then this line here is our O2 correction. So you can see here that, let me get rid of this stuff, that this is me shifting gears, reverse gears, 1-2 shift, 2-3 shift, and then wide open throttle. So actually I'll come in here, and this correction is correcting 21%, and then right down in the bottom, and then that one is correcting 18-20%. So I'll come in here and I'll smooth and get these corrections out of here, change the main table, and then at wide open throttle it is actually taking away negative 11%, and actually gets down to 13% negative right there. At 7,300, must go 74, about 7,400 before I let out. So I'm just going to transfer this over to our main table, activate overlay, and right here is our fuel. I'll go over to VE. Right here's our fuel and what it's taken away for fuel up here, which actually makes sense. And some lean condition right down here. Up here it was taking away some fuel. So you can correlate where it is on the graph, where it was adding fuel is right there. And then it picks up a bunch of fuel. There we go. So that's alright. Yeah, so this whole area right there in the graph, and then in our little yellow blisk or dot is where it's a little unhappy. So I'll add some fuel right through there. 510. And then I'll come in here and I'll smooth that all out, because what you'll see here in the graph, whoops, is graph that whole thing. Barely see it right there. That's 10% fuel right here in this little area. When we do a conversion on that, now you can really see it. Very pronounced, defined in the VE. So I added fuel there, but now I'll just come in and I'll smooth this all out and make this more logical. Alrighty, now you can see that I've gone through, I've changed the table. Now, this is what you can't do. You can't just hit smooth and get it to fix everything. That's not the way it really works, because when you do a smooth, it averages things around there. So it would bring this area down and these areas all around it up to smooth it out. I didn't want to do that, so I've done this all manually to smooth this all out, so I could keep my 10% addition right here and then not add anything down here where it didn't want anything added. And then up here in our upper RPM, I laid that over. Just took 5% of fuel out of it up here and then smooth that all out. So remember, you can't just use smooth function. It doesn't just, there's no one button push to tuning. You might think there is, but there's not. And to do good tuning. So that's a nice looking VE table, and a normal looking VE table. Comes up, peak torque area right through here, and then peak horsepower area lays over. So I think we'll send this to ECU. Bing. Bing. Now it is in the ECU. Also got rid of that little lean pop that we had on the first pull. So that's nice. Sounded real good accelerating up through there. I think we will be done. So anyways, we'll try. I'm probably really not believing the 1327 number. I think that's a little artificial. It's probably a little more in that 1250-ish range. But we'll go ahead and make another pull, got this smoothed out, and see what we do on the dyno graph. So now it's just a ticket, and it's right back where I think it should be here. Oop. Which is, oops, and that right in that 1200 area. I mean, it's getting warm. It's probably, if we come back into it, it's a little cool, but it definitely got rid of that big hump there. Still has a smaller one right here, but does not show up on the engine data logger. So I've changed some settings in the dyno just to try making it run a little bit smoother and not have that little hump area there where I think it just gave an artificial number. So now it's 1200 horsepower, 1264 torque. So I think everything is really good right there. We're just gonna now focus on just doing, like I said, in the data log. This is the data log from that one. There's no indication that thing is got any kind of dip in the RPM curve, so I think it could be just in the chassis, transmission, something like that, that is affecting it. Our O2 compensation is back down in the 5%, less than 10, so that's all looking good. No big deal there. I think we're just gonna go ahead and work on the drivability and put a nail in this thing, and I think she'll be done.